What?
Hello?
Hey, Jamie, hit the intro button. The intro button.
My return button on my computer isn't letting me add it. It won't go on. We start talking and I add that cool bumper music. Something's wrong with my computer. It's not letting me do that.
What happened to our intro?
You've listened to all the episodes back, Mike, right? Like we had that canned intro for the first 15 episodes that says, you deserve a thriving family, rich faith, and business success. We're not doing that this week.
We're just three guys, sometimes four, sometimes two.
Sometimes funny, sometimes not. Today's one of those days, right?
Exactly. Yeah. We're all growing here, though, right? A few things are true. We highly value freedom and flexibility. We're crazy about our wives. We love our kids, too. We love spending time with our families. And we are excited to be together again. And this week, we get the chance to answer another question from one of our faithful listeners.
Kevin sent me a text. We're buddies. We've known each other for a while, and he's now in the Facebook group, McCluskey. He actually is a listener to the Professional Christian Coaching Today podcast.
We love that podcast, by the way.
Yeah. I'm waiting to get invited on that one, but we'll see.
Don't hold your breath, Jamie.
Okay, so back to the show. Michael, Chris, focus, guys. Focus.
Niemeyer is not here. We are in trouble today. That's just all there is here. Wait, we've got to address that. I mean, that's an obvious, like, wait a minute, where's Chris Niemeyer's voice? Mike didn't even do the intro right. He didn't say that we're crazy about business, too. He talked about our wives. Need you, where are you?
Yeah, we do. You know how 3 sevens line up when you're, I'm not a gambler, but when you see 3 sevens line up and the machine starts going crazy and the sirens go off and all this noise happens, that's kind of what's happening here today, but we're going to keep going and try to make it work anyway.
Yeah, baby.
Meanwhile, we'll maybe fillet him a little bit because he's a big part of the copy dispute here. Me too. So. Okay, so this is what Kevin writes. I resonate with just about everything on your website, your vision, etc. I'm curious what you all mean when you say you deserve to have a successful life, business, and family. Can you expound on that, especially on the deserve part? So we're going to debate this even amongst ourselves. I think I can speak for all 4 guys that we're serial entrepreneurs and we don't wait until everything is lined up perfectly to move out and to take a risk and to step up. So we threw together a website on a shoestring. We used the existing podcast equipment that we already had. And we just said, hey, we're going to move forward and do this thing. So not only are we excited about answering this question, but we're changing things all the time. So we don't take particular offense to us doing anything wrong or making a mistake. We have the spirit of serving each other and serving our audience. And we're going to be iterating as we move on with this podcast. So we welcome this question and we're excited to answer it.
Absolutely. And Kevin, thank you so much for probing us a little bit, for digging into what you heard, because I'm hearing that something didn't strike you right about what was said in that intro. And you're asking just for a little bit more. Like, how did you arrive on this word deserve? Chris, when you heard that, we just replayed this again for ourselves. We talked about it a little bit. What went through your mind when you heard that word deserve?
Yeah, it's funny. I joined as the 4th musketeer here of this group of cards. And I didn't even notice the tag, quite honestly. When I came into the EFM team, I didn't recognize that. But the tag, again, for our listeners, if you're not quite remembering what used to be the intro and what was on the website, what used to be in the intro was you deserve a thriving family, rich faith, and business success. I think to whatever degree that registered in my semi-conscious mind, I guess, I just heard those 3 things as like, yeah, it's about thriving families and rich faith and business success. And like for me, I just blew past the word deserve. So Kevin calling us out on this and saying, can you talk particularly about us deserving something? As soon as you read me that text that you got there, Jamie, yeah, instantly I tripped over the thing as well. I went, ooh, yeah, wait, we deserve that? That's different than saying we value it. We're all about those things. We're pursuing those things. We are committed to those things. No, we deserve those things.
Well, thank you for that take, Chris. I have to admit, when I first heard that too, it didn't really deeply resonate with me, but I kind of breezed past it because I knew what the heart was behind it. Jamie, can you expand on that a little bit? We might not love the word deserve. We might not agree with that. Somehow it made it into our copy. What do you think we mean by that? What's the heart behind that message that we're saying?
Oh, there's so much. Well, you guys know, like, I'm always the one. McCluskey's the one with the big, long words we don't understand. I'm the one with the words that I'm always making up that don't exist. And then,
bigly. Yeah.
I agree with you guys that we don't deserve anything. And I think for the sake of our audience and what we're all about here, like, it's not going to go into like a deep theological question here, but I'm thinking that as leaders, definitely the people that we serve deserve the best that we can do. And we talked a little bit before about, I think we all believe in strongly that story of the parable of the talents resonates with us. And we want to be guys who put ourselves out there and really don't throw the towel in or check out. We want to go for things on a deep level and really give it all. So, I mean, I think that was probably the heart of what we did. We're passionate about coming alongside other guys who have like some kind of fire in their belly that are willing to put the time in and to create a vision. Maybe the closest thing that I could say is there's cause and effect or sowing and reaping. And we want to be around and draw the people that are willing to go out in the field and get their hands dirty and take a risk. In a sense, I do believe that if you're willing to take a risk, you deserve to reap a great reward. And I think that's maybe where the heart of it came from.
You are making sense. The law of sowing and reaping. And that parable of the talents so resonates with us deeply that we may not deserve what we're going after, but we're actually called to it. We're called to make the most of the gifts and passions and tools that we've been given because it pleases the Lord for us to make the most of what he gives us. And I think about that servant who buried his gift. I think about what happened as a result. Weeping and gnashing of teeth. He just didn't get off the hook as someone who was, you're average, but it's cool. Like, you can live there. Weeping and gnashing of teeth, grinding of teeth. Oh my gosh, you didn't invest your talent and your gift. This is serious. I think that's kind of what the heart is for me behind that concept. Chris McCluskey, you felt the heart of this. You sensed the heart that we have with EFM, and you jumped in there and kind of breezed past that word deserve. But what does that mean for you? How does that resonate with you?
Yeah, I love that we're having this discussion. And by the way, for our listeners too, we have had a great deal of discussion about this before we ever turned on the record feature here for putting this out to you. We want to address this issue of the, if you will, the theology behind that particular tag. And then we're going to expand beyond that because we feel like this really presents a tremendous opportunity for us as entrepreneurs, all of us, all of you listeners, as entrepreneurial family men, to think through how something gets created, birthed, and iterated over time, how something emerges, whether it's the name of your company or the primary mission of your company or the tagline for your company, the background music, you name it, whatever it is, your products. These things, they don't come, you don't wait until everything is fully baked before you get moving with something. So actually we can kill a couple of birds with the same stone here as we take Kevin's question and really take the challenge to heart. So sticking with that first piece of it, like, is that sound theology? To be able to say that we deserve things. I can recall when I was a child, McDonald's old tag didn't used to be, I'm loving it. It was, you deserve a break today. They had a little jingle that went with that. You deserve a break today at McDonald's. So that little phrase was something that used this word of deserving. And unfortunately, sometimes that mindset that puts us in what we deserve makes us become something other than the highest and best that we can, because we begin to adopt slowly, subtly, but very definitely an entitlement mindset. We start to approach life and any situation, hard things, opportunities, free stuff, whatever, with this I deserve mentality. And that's just not a good place, even if you had no theology. Yeah. Practically speaking, philosophically speaking, I don't think that's the best way to approach life. I'm not sure we deserve a whole bunch of anything.
It sounds cocky, right? It sounds cocky.
Well, I'm thinking of that guy or that commercial where these people are hanging out their windows saying, "It's my money and I deserve it now." I forget what it's a commercial for. I think it's like a law firm or something where you can sue people to get paid.
There you go. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Like, it seems like our society in general has gone in that direction of it's about me and what I deserve. And advertisers have leveraged that dynamic to sell almost.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was another example I was thinking of when, again, back years ago, there was a commercial with Sybil Shepherd. It was for I don't know what the makeup line was, but it was an expensive makeup line. And of course, she was a gorgeous starlet. And her line that was the kicker tag of the ad for why you should buy this makeup over other ones that were much cheaper was because I'm worth it. And it was all, it's
I remember that one.
Makeup, I'm sure, but this, I deserve it, I'm worth it. It does create a narcissistic self-focus and an expectancy and entitlement that is a corrosive kind of a thing in our Western culture. It's very much at the root of a lot of what I think breaks down individual responsibility, hard work, tenacity. Hey, I don't know what I deserve, but I know what I'm pursuing, and I'm going to gut it out. I hope I get that reaping from my sowing. But now there's nothing guaranteed from God or just from me doing the right thing. Hard worker. Life is tough.
I want to add something and get your two cents on it, either McGreevy or McCluskey. I remember when me and Ruthie were moving from Buffalo to Nashville, we were just getting our house fixed up, painting every door, like every surface in the whole thing. And there was this Jim Rohn program that I listened to probably 400 times. He was talking about value, about how some people have more value in the marketplace than others. And he made the point, this may get a little bit spicy or controversial.
Jamie? Never.
Okay. Well, like some people look at Bill Gates and like, oh, he doesn't deserve to have success. Look at like the impact he's made on millions and millions of people to make their life better. He makes the point that the value in the marketplace is so much different than our value to God of being a son or a daughter or a brother and sister. I think with money, sometimes we can either get caught up on it where like we either feel like we don't deserve a certain amount or we don't deserve too much. I think it goes back to maybe a little bit of us feeling like we don't deserve things. And so in this conversation, I'm thinking about, okay, it is cocky for us to be like, we deserve it or I'm worth it from like the Maybelline commercial, whatever McCluskey you're talking about. But maybe it's Maybelline, you're worth it or something like that.
Maybe I'm worth it.
But like, so a couple weeks ago, we did like a whole series of episodes on like dating our wives. My question is, what does our family deserve? Do they deserve nothing either because we don't deserve it?
Pause there.
Yeah, pregnant pause there. Do they deserve it? Wow. My thought when I think of my kids and my wife, what they're looking to me as a father for and what they expect and hope from me as a father, man, do I ever want to give them everything that they need from a father? So do they deserve it? I don't know. I think they do, and I want to give it to my full capacity like that. I look at them and I think about them. Yeah, I want to give them everything I can as a father. What do you think, Chris?
Well, on that score, I entirely agree with you because what you're saying there is they deserve our best. And that's with respect to a role that we're playing as father, as husband, provider, protector. They deserve our integrity. They deserve our hard work. They deserve our faithfulness. They deserve our time and attention, all those things. So, yeah, I mean, not only do I not have a problem with those, I entirely concur. The other, because that doesn't take us to a place of narcissistic self-focus. That draws us out of ourselves and says, hey, wait a minute. I know you might be tired. I know you might be thinking you deserve a break today, but guess what? Your family deserves to have you get your butt out of bed and get to work and do what's needed to pay the bills or whatever. So, yeah, it's a different use of the same word when it's held up to us as a challenge to those who are depending on us to guide, lead, protect, provide.
I think what I'm hearing here is that this word, maybe as it sits in our intro right now, is not the best fit. You might be hearing a little bit different, a little tweak in our copy, a little tweak in our intro. It might sound a little different. But Kevin, we so appreciate you digging into us on this one because we always want to stay open. We always want to get better. if nobody is open and honest with us, then we're not going to be able to make these changes and grow and develop the way we need to.
I love what you're saying, but let's also remember that maybe we don't deserve anything or anything's going to be given to us necessarily guaranteed, but we really feel obligated that our families and our customers and just all the people that we're serving deserve us to give our best shot and to bring our leadership and create a big vision for our life based on what God could have happen in our life. I also want to challenge each other and ourselves and even myself to not let this, like you're probably going to see our website change the word on there, but our vision is going to continue to get big as we spend time with each other and we're all believing in each other or what we have. And we know that we have what it takes to do some pretty amazing things in our life and for our family.
Yeah, no kidding. Maybe the word isn't deserving, but maybe it's expectation. Maybe it's hope. Maybe it's a big vision, a belief that if you go where God is leading you and you give that vision to him and let him expand it and grow it, that it's a big thing that's coming up that's bigger than you and bigger than your sense of deserving completely.
Absolutely, Michael. The things that we're saying we're committed to are thriving families, rich faith, and business success. So I think this has been tremendously valuable. I think the word deserve is worthy of being dumped. I think it deserves to be dumped. And I think this lets us transition to the bigger issue here that I think this really gives us kind of like a case study for, an example of in business. One of the principles I emphasize so often on my own podcast is it's easier to steer a moving vehicle. When you're starting with a business idea and you've got a pretty good concept and you've done a little bit of market research and you think it's ready to go, there comes a point where it's time to go. And that time is not when all the I's are dotted and every T is crossed and you've got every single eventuality strategized out. It doesn't work that way. I remember one of the founders of Google said, if you wait to launch until everything is ready, you waited way too long to launch. The idea, one of the founding ideas in any entrepreneurial venture is that when the vision is fairly clear and you have enough of the pieces, you get the vehicle moving and you steer it as you're moving. You course correct, iterate, whatever word works for you. And so this is a great example of that. Kevin challenges us on a principle that we had just, I guess the guys put it up there before I joined the team. I came in, didn't even notice it, blew right past it. Somebody challenges it and we go, iteration, modification, clarification. Those are good things for a moving business. Those would be paralyzing things for a business that was still just on the whiteboard, right? Just being dreamt about, but not acted upon.
That's so powerful, right? Like that's something that we could do 10 episodes on that. What we've learned launching businesses, that is the biggest thing I want to teach my kid. Throw up the lemonades, not throw up. Toss out get your cardboard box and get the lemonade on the stand and just start serving somebody today well. And then when you're further along the line and you got some money, then you invest to get the hire Michael McGreevy to get the plywood and build something. But
well, I think anyone listening to us figure this thing out has seen that we came stumbling into this world of EFM, and we're going to continue to stumble forward and grow in the process, hopefully. So this feedback like this from Kevin is so helpful. And we hope to hear from all you guys. When you notice something in our messaging and how we're doing things, please let us know. We're open, we're learning, we're trying to get better at this.
I think that's what's so cool about community. This is going to change. You'll go out to the website and you won't see that line there anymore. You'll see the line above it. We break down the barriers and bust the myths that are keeping you from living your best life at home and at work. Hey, that's great. That's solid. But that stays there. We'll go back to the drawing board with the other. And I love that happened as a result of being in communication. In community with each other, somebody knowing that this was a safe place to say, man, I resonate with so much of what you guys say, except this piece. Could you clarify? And we go, yeah, we really need to clarify. That's golden. That's some of the value of us journeying together on whatever things each of you are iterating on.
Yeah. And speaking of community, if you want to dig in a little bit deeper and you're not already in the Facebook group, go to Facebook/groups/EFM Life and jump in there and join the conversation. Guys, another great conversation today. Thank you for unpacking this, and it's good to grow alongside you guys. We're all learning different things in different ways together, and it's been super valuable for me personally. So thank you.
Thank you for listening to the Entrepreneurial Family Man podcast. Visit efmlife.com to connect with us and others like you who are pursuing success in enterprise, family, and marriage.